So this contains multiple daily updates in one, honestly, because I had quite a bit going on in the past few days. So the 16th, I think the most notable thing was I edited a whole bunch of videos. My art commissions had been on sale for 50% off as of right now. Well, actually as of October 20th, 2025 at 2 a.m. Eastern time. They're no longer on sale. I had like other stuff I was doing. I worked on the landing page template that I'm making. I worked on I didn't do the 10 times action, so I don't think this got done on the 16th. Like did some classes, had like an appointment with someone. I pretty much just did chores on the 17th, and I had a part-time job to go to, and it was the start of actually a pretty hard weekend, unfortunately. People weren't even talking to me. It was more of conversations I overheard from my coworkers. And this isn't their fault. They have the complete right to talk about whatever. I found myself, it was triggering my anxiety issues, and when that triggers, it feels like the back of like my brain gets inflamed. And that hasn't happened in a while. And I was like, ooh, this is hard. And I was basically sitting in what I'm describing as a sea of chemicals for the whole weekend. I had really bad anxiety, and I was able to keep it together, but it was still really, really hard. The chemicals, as in like what I was feeling, like my body was very tense, and it was definitely under stress levels, but like, what am I supposed to do? As much as I would have loved to walk out, I do currently need that job for paying bills. So even though I am putting in the effort to move on from it, it's a gap filler in the first place. So I'm like, I'm looking forward to the opportunity to leave and shift out from that. I honestly didn't get to like really much of anything other than the website that I was working on for my friend's daughter. And I did work on some commissions, and that was really about it. I didn't really get to do too much of like my own work. I did hit this point on Sunday where I actually got really excited because I had an idea as a part of a way to rework my landing page that I got really excited about, and it like elevated my mood. And I could feel myself, like by the time I hit Sunday, I was feeling actually like significantly better. And I was like, I said to myself, hey me, I want to continue to have this feeling when I go home, because a lot of times what happens is I will be out and about in a place that, I don't really necessarily want to be. And I start getting excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have all these ideas and I want to go home and do them. And then I go home and then suddenly it's like, ugh, I don't want to do anything. I don't like that. And so for me, when I felt the feeling, I said to myself, hey me, I want to continue to have this feeling. Now, I've actually done something. I have actually done that before, but for something else before, where I had instructed myself to continue with whatever it was, and it worked. And so I was like, I should be able to apply the same exact mechanics to this one, and that's exactly what I did. So I asked myself that. And one of the important things when I do that, it's not just in my head, I can feel it. Like, I can feel it in my body, and my way of being encapsulates that. So the way that I walk, the way that I'm moving, like, yeah, literally the way that I walk, the way that I make decisions, everything encapsulates making this kind of decision. It is very much a being. I feel like that's like oftentimes when like that's left out of the conversation too, and it's like, make a decision. Yeah, well, what is a decision? I like to call the decisions like this one a full body decision, because it's not just like I made a decision with my head, it's also I felt that decision in my body, what it feels like. And for me, I already knew that the decision to do my work, that it already, like, I knew what it felt like because that's how it was when I was there. And then I think it was just like I get into the environment of being at home, and then it's like, it just like, yeah, it just goes down. So I'm like, okay, me, we're gonna show up. We're gonna do this. I was in the, specifically I was in the mental loop where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing so many things and trying to like figure out where everything fits. And I just hit the point where I was like, and I wanted to like drop things, because that's normally what happens when when it feels like there's way too much. It's like, where does all this fit in? I don't know where it all fits in. It just needs to get done. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll ask my husband for help, particularly with editing social media videos, which is what I did, and he said yes. The other part of it was the other part of it was like, stop thinking about all the things I'm doing, and like we know what we're doing, so just like sit down and do them. Probably don't write them down in my bullet journal to start with. Instead, mark it after I finish them so I can see what I do. Though I did actually put out my bullet journal for this week, but I don't really think I have much else to say. That's what happened that weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.